There was no doubt about it. What was worse the week? Wolverines and Deadpools, #1, Cody Ziegler writing, Roge Antonio on art, Doc's two favorite characters, Wolverine and Deadpool. Well, I guess in Spider-Man. But it's two of the three that you love so much. You must have loved this comic book, Doc.
I legitimately despised every single page of this comic.
It kind of starts with the art. I don't think Roge Antonio is a bad artist by any means.
No.
But you could tell he's completely phoning it in here. He wasn't even trying to make this look good.
He focused mostly on making sure Wolverine and Deadpool had the goofiest expressions. It's like he just went and called his dad and was like, hey, make dad faces for me. And then he drew them onto Deadpool and Wolverine. And by the way, I refuse to call Laura Kinney or Ellie Deadpool and Wolverine, even though this comic does repeatedly.
And that kind of gets to the heart of the matter. Cody Ziegler clearly knows nothing about the relationship between Wolverine and X-23. Now, he should know something about the relationship with Deadpool and Ellie Camacho. But as much as the art doesn't really work out in here, it's the writing that absolutely just tanks the entire thing. There are even moments in this comic book where X-23 starts calling Wolverine dad.
Yeah, they're trying to get this over as he's actually her dad.
I don't remember ever reading another comic book where she referred to Wolverine as dad.
Yeah, I don't remember ever hearing her refer to him as dad, but yes.
I remember her giving him a cup in a Ben Percy comic book that said like world's best dad or something stupid like that. That was as close as it got.
And that was also immeasurably fucking retarded. The characterization of the Wolverine and Deadpool, as well as the kids, the not Wolverine and not Deadpool daughters, it was all over the place, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, and if I never have to hear like daddy, like what are they, their daughter daddy day party or something?
Yeah.
They just keep like talking in the stupidest fucking tone. This is Wolverine and Deadpool, two of the more brutal characters in the entire Marvel universe, but this is written for like 35-year-old moms.
It's written for 35-year-old wine aunts with cats. This is really poorly done. This is really bland. Nobody even feels consistent from page to page.
Well, I think the biggest offense in the book is his writing of Deadpool, which is kind of strange because he's literally just shut down his Deadpool ongoing series to write this. So you'd think he would be spot on Deadpool, but all the fourth wall breaking jokes are completely lame. It's like, I'm going to change clothes when you turn the page. And that's the fourth wall breaking. He's got like a group together. Taskmaster's there. I think there's a random guy named Doug. He's got that stupid princess demon dog. And now he's got Ellie, who apparently is being raised by robot parents or something.
Yeah, this goes back to the Jerry Duggan run when Ellie was introduced.
Without a doubt. And there are plenty of people that have terrible voices for Deadpool. Cody Ziegler has the worst voice in the history of the world for Deadpool, even worse than Alyssa Wong. And there's probably 80 jokes in this entire comic book. Not one of them is actually funny. So here's an example joke, Doc. This is a great one. Doug, could you bring up the office mission photo I sent you? Sure thing, Mr. Poole. Doug, no need to be so formal. You can call me Mr. Wilson.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
And that's basically the tenor of all the jokes in here. They're just all lame as shit.
If you wanted to turn Deadpool into lame dad joke comedy, fine. I mean, I guess nobody's going to read it anymore. He was the kind of even lamer Spider-Man in that regard, but he was also a complete psycho, which made him appealing.
There's only three people who have ever had a good voice for Deadpool, in my opinion. It's Joe Kelly, it's Rick Remender, and it's Brian Posehn.
You know what? I would also add Fabian Nicieza, but those four, yeah, those are the only ones that have ever done it well.
And this character is completely unmarketable in comic books at this point because they've absolutely neutered him and made him this fucking lame.
They've gotten really, really burned by Cody Ziegler and Alyssa Wong in the last 4 years.
Wolverine and X-23 are investigating a crime scene. Something weird's happened. Some kids have been abducted. Their parents were killed. Deadpool's the one that sent him in there. So Deadpool finally arrives. Wolverine says, you better not be wasting my time, bub. And then we get more of this stuff. Deadpool, my BFF Wolverine, he used his classic pet name too. X-23 goes, who's the short stack? Talking about Ellie. Ellie says, short stack? You're both like 5'2". Probably the funniest joke in the entire book. And then Deadpool responds, my baby's first playful barb with a Wolverine. You have no idea how proud I am right now as he's making weird hearty faces. It's that kind of prattle and fucking battling that is what this entire comic book is. It's unbearable.
90% of the dialogue in this could have been removed or simplified. They kept trying to go for these like moments where Deadpool will say something, obnoxious and annoying and then get endearing. Him trying to be a dad by someone who looks like he has never been anywhere within 50 feet of a vagina, much less become a parent himself. Yes, I'm talking about you, Cody Ziegler.
Well, we get Wolverine and Deadpool teaming up, and then we get X-23 and Ellie teaming up. One of them's going to stay in the town. One of them's going to go look in the woods because these kids have been kidnapped. And clearly, they're mutants. It has something to do with being mutants. So we end up with Wolverine and Deadpool fighting Agent X out in the woods, and then we get X-23 and Ellie fighting Lady Bullseye, I believe, in the town. But they keep talking about like this higher power or their master that needs these kids or something like that. So you do at least get some action. They talk the whole time, which is the bad part.
It's more than just banter. If you didn't figure out in the first, 5 pages when these kids are getting abducted by shadows, that they were getting abducted by shadows for some higher power that's trying to collect all these children, he beats it into your fucking head every single time.
So there's supposed to be a moment that's awesome. Agent X like shoots a gun through his throat to hit Wolverine in the face, but Wolverine's skull is covered in adamantium. Like he didn't even make a dent in him.
Yeah, exactly.
So it didn't end up being cool. Deadpool says, dude, that is the sickest shit I've ever seen. No notes, because he's breaking the fourth wall. That's the extent of fourth wall breaking you get in this book. It's so bad.
Afterwards, Wolverine should just like kind of shake his head, other than the fact that it broke through his skin. We all saw this happen in fucking X2, where that cop shoots Wolverine in the face and then the bullet just pops out. This is a bullet going through another dude's head before it hits him. It's barely going to scratch him.
At least there was some action. I will give it that. That is easily the high water mark of the book. I just wish they weren't talking the entire time. It's not going well for either Lady Bullseye, really, or Agent X. So Lady Bullseye bamps out of fighting the two girls, bamps over to the woods where Agent X is, grabs him and bamps out of there. Wolverine smells that X-23's blood is on the sword, so they run back to find the girls. And then the big revelation is, and I know you didn't see this one coming, it's the Shadow King.
Yeah. I mean,
you love the Shadow King, though.
I liked when Claremont was playing with the Shadow King in the background for 120 issues. But this one kind of reminded me of when they used him in fucking Astonishing X-Men by Matthew Rosenberg a couple of years ago.
That's not a compliment.
No, it really is not.
And I just don't think there's like a single redeeming quality. Even the fight scenes aren't really well produced or illustrated. And they talk the entire time with really stupid barbs. So he kind of just removes anything fun that could have been in that too.
It's just a lot of attempts at dad humor by someone whose dad probably never came back from getting the milk. The jokes are abysmal. The plot is mediocre. The art, not good at all. I kind of really wanted to strangle everyone in this comic by about 8 pages in.
I despised it. I will give this one a 1 out of 5, 2 out of 10.
I'm giving it a 0.5 star out of 5.
It takes a lot to make you hate Wolverine and Deadpool, doesn't it?
It really does. It especially takes a lot to make me hate Wolverine. Deadpool, yeah, I can get it. I mean, I understand hating Deadpool, especially at certain times. Throughout his existence, he has been just insufferable at times. And this was absolutely one of those times.
But Wolverine was equally insufferable, so I guess it didn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't have made this comic work no matter what.
If you appreciate this review, there is an unfiltered, unedited, uncensored version of it on Think Critical Patreon right now. You get this along with the Doc Q&A, the Hot or Not podcast, the Geek Fix. You get all the solicitation reactions and much, much more. Hope to see you there very soon. There's a link in the video description.